Hello, mic check, mic check. Okay, here we go. Hello, and good evening. My name is Chris Devers. I'm the Senior Director of Alternative Education for the Monterey County Office of Education. It is my great pleasure to kick this evening off of great celebration to recognize the class of 2021. Let's give them a round of applause. Our graduates and our staff have worked tirelessly to get to this point. We've been through an incredible pandemic that has tried everybody to the bitter end. But together, through resiliency and hard work and perseverance, we're all here. So let's give ourselves a round of applause and each other. I was going to welcome everybody this evening and get in introductions, which I'm going to move to in a minute. But before I introduce some of the very special people we have here this evening, I want to thank a few people. So I'm going to jump to the back of the program because I figure this is the best time to do this. So first, I want to thank the staff who worked tirelessly to put this evening together, all the logistics. Maricela Cruz, Alberto Chapoco, Daisy Martinez, Stacy Gomes, Barbara Harris, Laura Mesqua, and Gabriela Quintero, and the entire alternative education leadership team and staff for helping making this evening happen. So let's give them a round of applause, please. I want to give a very special thank you to MCAETtv, Monterey County Arts Education Television Technology, our partner here at MCOE, for filming and broadcasting this event through the YouTube channel to allow all the individuals and families in their cars and community partners and families away from MCOE to view this wonderful graduation. Thank you, MCAETtv, and specifically Director Emiliano Valdez. Thank you. Adam Gavala for putting the Zoom cart together to allow staff who's not here in person to interact with this celebration and be a part of the students' journey and completion of this wonderful accomplishment. Adam Gavala, thank you. And the facilities crew for working to get the entire stage and all of the pieces you see here in the parking lot to happen. I want to thank you. The AltEd leadership team for the graduation itself and your tireless work of leading alternative education and really helping make this event come together with an entire year's worth of work. All of our community partners, specifically I want to thank the Bob Hoover Academy, who is our partner in the aviation program, the Ventana Wilderness Society with outdoor education, Building Healthy Communities with trauma-informed healing, Rancho Cielo and our community school partnership, Monterey County Children's Behavioral Health, and all of the therapeutic services, and the Monterey County Department of Probation. Thank you, and to Hartnell for all of the dual enrollment and concurrent enrollment classes. Thank you to all of our community partners that have helped make this happen. Lastly, I want to focus on the lead teachers and the teachers of the program for all of your tireless work of working with students and walking right alongside of them to help arrive to this point. Dr. Gus, our superintendent, for all of the support from the top down of really allowing everything that you see in alternative education to allow and to support. And my direct supervisor, who I'm going to introduce in a minute, Dr. Ernesto Vela, the assistant superintendent of student services, and the Monterey County Board of Education, and specifically President Ron Panziera, who I'm going to introduce in just a minute. And then I want to thank Congressman Jimmy Panetta for making a huge effort to be here this evening. I'm going to introduce him in a minute, and then he'll get a further introduction before he delivers his keynote speech tonight. But if I have forgotten anybody, my apologies. You can see that many people's works and hands went into making this evening a possibility. Mostly the parents, I think, who supported the students and the students who did their work. So thank you to everybody for this wonderful occasion and for being here. And just one more big round of applause for the event and for the students who have arrived to this moment. Thank you. As I mentioned, just thankful to be here at the event. This is obviously a different style graduation, one like we did last year with the drive-through piece. We're attempting to add some human elements to this evening with the guests you're going to see up on the stage, a keynote speaker, a student speaker, and then the opportunity for the cars to come back and join us in the parking lot when the superintendent confers the diplomas. So I'm hoping that this element of in-person adds to the flavor of the event. But to that end, just thankful we're here. I hope we don't need to do this again next year. I hope we can all come together and be together as people. And I look forward to that. And I'm hoping that will be a possibility, and it should be a possibility. So without further ado, first I want to introduce and recognize our superintendent, Dr. Deneen Gus. And as I introduce him, if you'd please come up to the stage and stay standing, and then we'll take a seat together. Dr. Gus. And let's have you. Okay, and next I would like to invite and introduce Congressman Jimmy Panetta. Right next to the superintendent. And our next guest I'd like to invite up and introduce, as I mentioned, our Assistant Superintendent of Student Services here at the Monterey County Office of Education, Dr. Ernesto Vela. Awesome. Okay, and I want to turn the spotlight to the Monterey County Office of Education Board. And if we could start with Board Member Janet Wolgamuth. Yes. And next, I'd like to introduce and invite up the Monterey County Office of Education Board President, Ron Panziera. Over here right next to you. Later. And I want to recognize and introduce our student speaker for this evening, who will also be introduced later by Joe DeRusi, but I want to invite him up on the stage. He participates in our our Transportation Pathway program. He's focused on aviation. Isaac Leva, if you'd come up to the stage, please. And then I want to go through, I believe I have everybody on stage that we're going to have this evening, but I want to recognize the alternative education leadership team, and I want to start with our principal, Jeff Hardig. I want to recognize our college and career coordinator, Joseph DeRusi. Our student services coordinator, Deborah Brow. Our data and technology coordinator, Michael Kim. And program specialist who's tuning in from afar this evening, Peggy Vandermeulen. If you'd all be seated, please. Thank you. Principal Hardig, I invite you to please come to the stage and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
So I don't know if in the cars if you can hear me or not, but if you can, if you could please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
And I gave him a brief introduction earlier, but I want to share a few more words about this incredible individual and human being. He's from the community, worked very hard in his life to get to where he is through his educational goals of ultimately becoming a doctor, Dr. Vela, and all of the experience that he has in education from the teaching level through a principalship all the way up now to the director of migrant education to lead one of the largest migrant programs in the United States, and now the assistant superintendent of student services. Alternative education is one of the programs that he oversees here at MCOE. But the thing I really want to share about Dr. Vela is his connection to the community and the students that we serve. He grew up in the community. He's back in the community, and just I can see it on his face. Last night we were at the youth center at a graduation dinner, and to just see the happiness and respect that he has on his face when he's interacting with the students we serve is incredible, and he's just been an incredible source of support to me as the Senior Director of Alternative Programs. So I'd like to invite Dr. Vela to the mic, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Devers. Good afternoon, class of 2021. How are you feeling? We are absolutely honored to celebrate you. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Monterey County Office of Education. We are absolutely honored to celebrate this beautiful moment with all of you. We are honored. We are blessed. We're excited for you and for what's to come for all of you. Si me permiten dar un mensaje de bienvenida a los padres de familia, a los seres queridos que acompañan a sus hijos el día de hoy para celebrar este momento tan especial en sus vidas. Y les quiero decir que de parte de la Oficina de Educación, de parte del programa de Educación Alternativa, estamos muy contentos, muy orgullosos por el gran logro que se celebra hoy. I've been sharing throughout the day because we've had other celebrations of reminiscing on when I graduated from high school. I graduated from Alisal High School in 1991. That was 30 years ago. That was 30 years ago. And like many of you, waiting there, hearing the keynote speakers, waiting for your diploma, I was thinking about what am I going to do the day after I graduate? What's next for me? And I can tell you that throughout my high school experience, and thanks to my teachers, as you have had wonderful, wonderful teachers and mentors in your lives through the alternative education program, I can only think that no matter what I did in life, I would leave some space to give back to my community. And if I can encourage you today, graduates, that no matter what career you pursue, what job you have, what passion you follow in your life, if you would leave some space to give back to your community, because guess what? All of us are here. You, us, we're all here because of someone in our life inspired us, motivated us, sometimes maybe even pulled our ear. I know that happened to me and said, Ernesto, you can do it. Believe in yourself. You can do it. And all of us are here to tell you, class of 2021, you can do it. No matter what you set your mind to. But leave space to pay it forward. Leave space for you to mentor a young person. For you to tell another person, maybe it's your younger sibling, to say, you can do it. And if I did it, you can do it. El mensaje que les doy a los jóvenes el día de hoy es que dejen un espacio en sus vidas para repagar a la comunidad, para regalarle a la comunidad ese valor que ellos tienen, ese apoyo que ellos han recibido. Es responsabilidad de todos nosotros de cambiar nuestra comunidad. So thank you, congratulations, we're so honored. We can't wait to see your beautiful faces here on the stage as you receive your diploma. Class of 2021, let's go get it. Now it's my distinct honor to welcome to the podium a champion of education. I have had the honor of learning and being mentored really by Dr. Deningas. She and I go back. She goes back with her experience and knowledge and changing the community to being a classroom teacher, being a school principal, a district superintendent, and now our honor to have her as the superintendent of schools for Monterey County. Let's welcome her to the stage. She is a champion for us. She believes in us and believes in you and supports us all so that we have the tools and resources to do our jobs to support you. Welcome, Dr. Deningas.
Wow. Well, I just want to say a huge thank you to Dr. Vela for that very beautiful introduction. He did say we go back a very, very long way. I think that was his kind way of saying, Dr. Gus, you're getting old. What do you think? No, we're young, right? We're young in spirit forever. Well, congratulations and good evening, class of 2021. We are so thrilled to have you all here tonight so that we can celebrate you and honor this momentous occasion. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to the parents, family members, teachers who have helped you to reach your goals. Let's take a moment, students. Help your parents find that horn, and let's do a little honking, thanking all of those individuals for all of their support. Ready? Here we go. Honk, honk. Your turn. Love it. We love feeling that energy. You are a graduating class who will go down in the history books as one of only 2 classes who graduated in the midst of a global pandemic. You are a class whose graduation ceremony was unique and different, a drive-through graduation. Woohoo, that's right. This is the only graduation ceremony where you're allowed to have horns, right? The real focus is that you will go down in history for being the class that was strong, bold, resilient, and innovative. You are the class that found ways to complete your high school experience on a positive note in the midst of uncertainty. Your class will be remembered as the courageous class that stuck together even when you had to be apart. The class of 2021 will be remembered for its resilience and its ability to adapt and bounce back when things did not go as planned. Life has not been easy through this pandemic. We know that. We will always have bumps in the road. That's a fact. That's how life works. Continuing to be resilient through your lifetime, though, is what leads to a happy, healthy life full of opportunities. According to research by leading psychologist Susan Cabosa, there are 3 elements that are essential to resilience. These elements are challenge, commitment, and personal control. Let's talk for a moment about challenge. Resilient people view difficulty as a challenge, not as a paralyzing event. They use these as opportunities for growth. When you experience a challenge, graduates, I am asking you to embrace it and remember that working to overcome our challenges makes us stronger individuals. The next element of resiliency is commitment. Resilient people are committed to their lives and their goals, and they have a compelling reason to get out of bed every single morning. Commitment is not just restricted to school or to work. People commit to their relationships, their friendships, and the causes they care about. Some of those causes Dr. Vela mentioned a little bit earlier, giving back to your community. I encourage each and every one of you to commit yourselves to reach your goals, be committed to your friends, and find the cause that you're passionate about and show your commitment to that cause. The last element of resiliency is personal control. Resilient people spend their time and energy focusing on situations and events that they have control over. Because they put their efforts where they can have the most impact, they feel empowered and confident. Find what is in your circle of control and focus your energy and make a positive impact in all that you do. The class of 2021 has definitely exemplified these elements of resiliency over the last several months and in reality over the entire school year. You've remained calm, you've stayed committed to your goals, you've sharpened your online learning skills, and you are not distracted from your purpose in life. Graduates, you have a long future ahead of you, and this small bump in the road, known as COVID-19, is just one hurdle we are all learning to overcome. And friends, I think we're getting pretty close. Keep in mind, these challenging times will bring new opportunities for growth and innovation. Stay positive and focused on what lays ahead of you and the many things you have already accomplished. Stay resilient and stay strong. Now, whether you are heading off to college, pursuing a trade, entering the workforce, or the military, focus on finding your passion and your inspiration. And I ask you to always remember the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. You have all demonstrated what lies within you: strength, courage, resilience, and an innovative spirit, and so much more. Graduates, go out, do your best, be kind to one another, and change the world to make it a better place for everyone. Best wishes to you for continued success in all of your future endeavors. And again, congratulations, graduates of the class of 2021. Let's hear those horns, friends. Love it. Love that excitement and that enthusiasm. Colleagues, it is now my great pleasure to introduce a very, very special guest who is with us here today. Congressman Jimmy Panetta serves California's 20th Congressional District in the U.S. House of Representatives. His district includes Monterey and San Benito counties and parts of Santa Cruz and Santa Clara counties. I'm just going to interject, though. I do believe his favorite county is what county? Monterey. Don't tell my friends in the other counties I said that. Congressman Panetta was first elected in 2016 and is now serving his third term in Congress. Growing up in Monterey County, Congressman Panetta attended local public schools and Monterey Peninsula College. He graduated from the University of California at Davis, go Aggies, with an undergraduate degree and earned his law degree from Santa Clara University. Prior to being sworn into Congress, Congressman Panetta served his community as a deputy district attorney for Monterey County. Congressman Panetta is married to his lovely wife, Carrie, my good friend, and they have two beautiful daughters, Siri and Gia. Congressman Panetta has been instrumental in advocating for public schools prior to and throughout this entire pandemic. And I have had the great opportunity to work with him in the fight to address our county's broadband challenge. So I want to say a special thank you for that great work and support. I also want to thank Congressman Panetta for attending our first ever college signing day and sharing his words of wisdom with our students. And of course, for being here tonight as our keynote speaker. Congressman Panetta, we are thankful for your service, and we are honored to have you here with us this evening. Parents, students, faculty, please join me in welcoming Congressman Jimmy Panetta.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. What a beautiful evening it is, obviously because of the weather, but most importantly because we're here to celebrate our graduates of 2021. Chris, Dr. Gus, members of the board, administration, faculty, and staff, and of course the Monterey County Office of Education. 2021 graduates, congratulations. To the parents and to the guardians of the 2020 graduates, congratulations, they made it. And all of us here in Monterey County, our home, congratulations for being here today and yes, making it through the last year. Now, I think all of us could probably say that we could easily define last year by loss. The loss of health, the loss of our economy, the loss of personal interaction, the loss of a school year, some sports years. But I believe that last year should be defined by your own will, not just to survive, but your will to succeed. It is a year about what we did to get here, what you have done to go forward from here, not just in high school, but throughout your life. Now, you were born into the wake of the 9/11 attacks and the war on terror. You grew up in a recession. You went to school when our politics seemed hopelessly divided. And last year, your last year of high school, seemed to be one big Zoom call. So clearly, it wasn't easy. But I have to tell you, and everybody will here tell you, that you are a product of your times. And actually, that's okay. Because hard times, challenging times, they test character. They reveal character. And most importantly, they make character. Now, getting here today and getting your degree and getting through the pandemic, as you know well, is not just a gift. It was a task. And boy, did you earn it. But let me tell you, that's what you're about. That's what your families are about. And that is what the United States of America is about. Despite what some people say, I can tell you, and we know well here on the Central Coast, that we are a nation of immigrants. We are a nation of risk takers. My grandparents, your parents, people before us who took the risk to come here to give you a better life. And we are all linked by that common past. But we're also linked by our common future. Because I do believe that because we were allowed to live the reality of the dreams of those before us, then that all of us should try to give back to this country and this community that gave us those opportunities. And so by being here today, with that degree in hand, you've proven that you can fulfill the dreams of those before us. And now it's your opportunity to not only fulfill your dreams, but to make sure that others can fulfill their dreams too. You do that. You give back. That is the dream of this community. That is the dream of everybody that got you here this evening. And to me and to all of us, that is the dream of our country. Thank you and congratulations to the graduates of 2021. Of course. It is an absolute pleasure that I get to introduce somebody that really doesn't need any introduction if you know him, that is. I felt that way about Joe DeRusi ever since I grew up with him and went to the same high school with him. And yes, went to the same junior college, as we called it back then, community college of Monterey Peninsula College. Joe DeRusi understands exactly the theme of my talk. He understands what it means to give back based on the work that he has done for all of us in this community and all of you in those cars and all of our graduates. And so it is a great opportunity that I get to present to you, who's going to talk about our scholarship and recognitions, the college and career coordinator, our next speaker, my good friend, and yes, our community servant, Joseph DeRusi.
Class of 2021, thank you so much for that warm welcome, Jimmy. Revenge is best served cold. I will get you back. I'm so excited today to be here to recognize our career technical education completers. What a year it's been. It's with great joy that we recognize these incredible students, pathway completers, many of whom completed up to 3 college courses during their time here. For business administration at the Youth Center, David Alcantar Rodriguez. Oscar Angon Monjares. There's a lot of kids here, so I'm going to go a little bit fast with the Youth Center. Hold tight with me. Fabian Ariano. Alex Smith Ariola Silva. Nathaniel Joshua Ball. Xavier Angel Fennel. Danny Guzman. Eric Martinez Hernandez. Guillermo Martinez Jimenez. Yohani Mendez Navarez. Adan Alberto Navarro, Christian Ortiz, Mario Alexander Rodriguez, Christian Andrew Rodriguez, Jesus Manuel Saldana Nunez, and Kobe Houston Walker. Please give a round of applause for our business CTE education pathway. A very special thanks to the Business Administration Career Technical Education Pathway instructor and the Monterey County Youth Center's lead teacher, Mr. Edward Brown. Mr. Brown is also an adjunct faculty member for Hartnell College's business department, and he works tirelessly to support his students, providing college and career programming in business. Next, the Epicenter of Monterey and the California Endowment have provided some Latino Incentive Scholarships Awards. And for CTE in the area of arts, media, and entertainment, I'd like to recognize Gage Frazier, Julian Mendoza, and Angelica Montalongo. In health occupations, Rebecca Cian Garza, Gregory Lucio, Brandon Nunez, and my all-time favorite, and I know I saw him here, Daniel Ortiz Herrera. And last but not least, our most inspiring aviation transportation career technical education pathway grads from our SAFE school, Arturo Alcantar, Suhey Molina Enriquez Alvarez, and the incomparable Mr. Isaac Leyva. We also had an outstanding student receive a very prestigious and competitive scholarship from the Juvenile Court Community and Alternative School Administrators of California. Her instructor from MCOE's Silver Star program, Mr. Scott Davis, assisted greatly. This year's awardee is none other than the amazing Citlali Pedraza Romero. It is now my distinct honor to introduce the Monterey County Office of Education Alternative Education Program's 2021 student keynote speaker, Mr. Isaac Leyva. Hold on, I'm not done yet. This got like 2 pages of this guy. He needs a lot of introduction. Thank you, though. MC Alternative Education Program Safe School, in partnership with the Bob Hoover Academy and the iconic Sean D. Tucker, provided an opportunity for Isaac to complete his high school studies, become a licensed airplane pilot, fly a plane every week, and begin on the career path of his dreams. Isaac epitomizes mindfulness in an era that desperately needs inspirational figures. He has been featured on television with our very own superintendent, Dr. Deneen Gus, highlighting Isaac's heroic journey from struggling high school student to outstanding aviator. Isaac has earned his private pilot's license and flies a plane every week. Isaac graduates at the top of his class, having completed 3 college classes during his high school career and keeping us all inspired. Gail Bengard, our colleague and counselor who has worked with Isaac throughout at the MCOE Safe School, said of her superstar student, "He's just an amazing young man. Throughout his tremendous struggles, he has steadily improved and consistently put his co-workers and fellow students before himself." Please give a warm welcome to our 2021 student speaker, aviator extraordinaire, Mr. Isaac Leyva.
Hey, class of 2021. I don't know, man. So, I can't even find it. Okay, here we go. Give me a second, please. Okay. So first of all, I'd like to thank Joe DeRusi for that nice introduction. Kind of made me blush a bit. And I'd like to start off my speech by saying congratulations, everyone, in the class of 2021. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Isaac Leyva. I'm 18 years old. I'm the second youngest of 5 siblings and the first pilot in my family. When I was a kid, I had no intentions of being a pilot. And whenever I'd see a plane in the sky, I'd never even give it a second look. And in fact, I didn't even know we had an airport in Salinas until I started coming to the Bob Hoover Academy. And I've lived in Salinas my whole life. The Bob Hoover Academy is a flight school that is partnered with Alternative Education at MCOE. The flight part is basically like an elective, like how other schools have wood shop, art, or drama classes, only the aviation part is way cooler than those. And speaking of cool, I'd like to thank a lot of awesome people that helped me in my path. First of all, my current and former teachers, John Horvath, Jim Bromley, and Christian Lamanea. Gail Bengard, also the counselor at the MCOE Safe program. My flight instructor, Carol Tevabaugh, she really helped me. Oh man, she really helped me see the world in a different light, seeing the world in the sky, really. And Joe DeRusi, everybody working here, Alternative Education Program, Chris Stevers, Jeff Hardig, the teacher, Stacy Wilson. My friends, Edgar Villalobos, who's in the Air Force now, Eric Zapian, who's soon to follow him, my beautiful girlfriend, Sue Enriquez, and I'd like to thank the guy who made it all possible, this fine person, Sean D. Tucker. I'd like to really thank him for starting the Bob Hoover Academy and also believing in me and having the confidence in me and furthering my life in aviation. And one thing Sean always taught everybody at the school was to always give back and be grateful for what you've been given, because we've all been given so much. And with that being said, I'd like to give back to you by showing you guys how to fly. So the first control I'm going to show you guys on the plane is yoke. Sorry, the yoke. It's like a steering wheel of the plane. It helps you turn left and right. It also ties into life because using the yoke, you can turn left and right to avoid obstacles. and also to get on the right path. This is kind of awkward. One way I used the metaphorical yoke to begin my path was to start coming to this Bob Hoover Academy and leave my former school, North Salinas High. That was a big change in my path, but there's also smaller changes that you can really use the yoke for to further your path and stay on track. One small choice that people make every day, it's really important because bad decisions are really easy to make. Like, for example, some people will say, do you really have to brush your teeth every single day? And a lot of people would say, yes, you really do. The second control I'm going to teach you guys about is the throttle. You use the throttle you push in, and it controls your speed. If you push in the throttle, you go faster. You can also use it to pull back and go slower. That ties into life by, if you're on the right track, you want to go full steam ahead, full throttle. And if you're maybe going on the wrong path, you want to pull back on that throttle and, take a look at life and see where you're at. One example I have of that was me and my buddy Edgar Villalobos. We got our hands on some pepper spray, and we went full throttle and decided to see how that would be, pepper spraying ourselves. And I really wish I pulled back on that throttle. And the last control I'm going to teach you guys about is the radios in the plane. The radios are important in the plane because in the plane itself, when you start it up, it's really loud, so you have to wear headsets in order to hear each other, not only in the plane, but also the people who you're talking to outside of the plane. It's actually pretty intimidating to talk to the people outside of the plane because you want to make sure that you're on the right path and you're doing everything right. But you could also use that to ask people for help and never be afraid to ask people for help. That was actually one of my flaws first coming in to the Bob Hoover Academy. I never liked asking for help. But on and on, talking with Gail or my teachers, Christian Lamanea, they really helped me look forward to and seeing how much help you can really get if you just ask for it. And with that all being said, now you guys know how to fly a plane. But the thing is, you guys already knew all those controls. You had the yoke to get you on the right path of actually graduating and being in the class of 2021. You had the throttle to keep you on that speed, or if you wanted to slow down on that track. You also had the radios if you needed to communicate with anybody, because I know all of us, we wouldn't be able to make it here by ourselves. It's really up to our peers and everybody who we look forward to and helped us. And with all the skills you learned at school, say for example, you took that woodshop class. At first you started making little birdhouses, but further on in the future, maybe you can be an architect and making skyscrapers or anything you want. We all learned our ABCs also. Maybe some people like singing the ABCs more than others, and you could be America's Next Idol. You never know. But for me, this is just the beginning. I fly in a small plane for right now, but who knows, maybe further down in the future, I could be flying your private jet, flying you down somewhere. Yeah, with all that being said, I'd like to say congratulations to the class of 2021, and I'll see you all guys out there.
Well, how about that? Let's give it up one more time for Isaac Leyva. I don't know if it was mentioned, but I just want to say that Isaac passed his written exam for the pilot's license with an 87%. Okay, talk about assessments, right? Not bad. And Isaac is headed to Gavilan College's airframe and power plant program to earn his associate's degree and get his A&P so that he is a qualified aviation mechanic who also will have his private pilot's license so he can fly parts around. Those individuals are highly important in the industry. So we're really, really, really proud of you, Isaac, and thank you for sharing those words with us this evening. Okay, as we move into the program and we get to the big, important part, let me catch up with myself here. We are about to issue the diplomas. But just a couple of the instructions before we get underway with this. The first individual is going to receive, they're being promoted from the 8th grade, and you'll notice the yellow robe. And we've included this individual in our greater ceremony to just stress the importance of matriculating from 8th grade into high school, and wanted him to be a part of it, and so he will be our first recipient to cross the stage. As each graduate approaches the stage, their name will be called by Principal Hardig, and their diplomas will be issued by the County Board of Education, and they will pass along the stage and have their picture taken with the superintendent and the congressman as they receive their diploma. And then they will exit the stage and receive a cream-colored rose presented by our education liaison, Laura Mescua. The rose is to be given as a gift to somebody who has supported the graduate along the way to arrive to this point in time. We've all had that special person who's supported us to get here at this point in our lives when we graduated at high school. And that rose is for that person, okay? So that's how we're going to do it. So without further ado, I'm going to invite Principal Hardig up to call the names. We're going to coordinate this. The names are coming up on cards as people arrived, and so bear with us as we move through this part of the ceremony. Principal Hardig.
Victor Ramirez. Daniel Ortiz Herrera. Victor Cruz Chavez. Luis Raul Guerrero. Chris Orly Pereira. Brandon Damian Hernandez. Brandon Damian Hernandez. Gregory Jeremiah Lucio. Giovanni Javier Juarez. Marcela Caballero. Angelica Montelongo. Julian Israel Mendoza. Angela Navarro. Arturo Alcantar. Perla Ruby Tapia Arce. Maria Teresa Villalobos. Nathaniel Joshua Hall. Xavier Angel Fennell. Mariana Vianney Lopez. Jacob Alexander Tinnen. Delia Giselle Valdez. Victor Morales. Diego Lara. Yohani Mendez Navarez. Citlali Pedraza Romero, Cynthia Giselle Lopez. I get it. Suhey Enriquez and Isaac Leva. Brandon Nunez. Oh, Kobe Houston Walker and Corey Houston Walker. Mario Alexander Rodriguez. Marissa Maria Maldonado. Gage Alexander Frazier. Rebecca Garza. Okay, so before our last step, I just want to acknowledge our youth center grads who are watching on YouTube. Young men, we love you, and we wish you were here, but we're proud of you. And now if I could have all the graduates step out of your vehicles, please.
You might need to say it again.
I haven't said that since I was a police officer. Again, if I could have you all step out of your vehicles, all graduates. Your tassel should be on the right-hand side right now. Okay, I think, we ready? Okay. It is now my honor to officially present to County Superintendent Dr. Deneen Gus these students who have completed all requirements to officially obtain a high school diploma. Dr. Gus, I present to you these candidates for graduation.
Thank you so much, Principal Harding. On behalf of the Board of Education, I do hereby accept the class of 2021 as having successfully completed the graduation requirements established by the Board of Education of the Monterey County Office of Education and the state of California. Congratulations, graduates. Woo! Now, graduates, are you ready for that time-honored tradition of the moving of the tassel? Okay, here we go. You can now move your tassel from the right side of your graduation cap to the left, indicating that you are a graduate. So, ready, graduates? Move that tassel right to the left. Congratulations! I do hereby declare you graduates, the class of 2021.
Okay. I guess we can all be seated for the end of the celebration. From the very bottom of my heart, I want to thank everybody who's here today who made the effort for this event to happen. I want to thank the board members. I want to thank the superintendent, assistant superintendent, our congressmen, all very busy schedules, all the staff that's here today, and most of all the parents and the students. Just thank you all. Once again, appreciate you. With that, what a wonderful evening it has been. Graduates, go forward today and live your dream. The celebration is over, and I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of the week, and thank you all once again. Take care.
you better feel the sign.